Today marks 2 months since tragedy struck North Forsyth High School. Good evening, I'm Chad Silber. The deadly stabbing in a boys' bathroom sent shockwaves through the school, the sheriff's office, and the community. Investigators determined the stabbing was in self-defense, a tragic accident between friends. I recently sat down with Forsyth County Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough Jr. to talk about that day and the scars that remain. December 9, 2025 is forever seared onto the mind of Forsyth County Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough Jr. He remembers the initial call well.
When he came in over the radio, the SRO said, "I need help, send me everything."
Within minutes, he'd learn a student at North Forsyth High School stabbed his friend in a bathroom, killing him. The sheriff would eventually see the boy's lifeless body in the hallway.
I walked away to gather myself for a second. And then my mind went into work mode.
Later that night, as he processed what happened, he got a phone call from a familiar voice. It was the mother of William Miller Jr., the boy who was shot and killed at Mount Tabor High School 4 years earlier.
She was crying on the phone, and she said, "Kimbrough, not again."
It was one of several moments that week the sheriff says led him to tears. Now, 2 months later, as the North Forsyth family moves on from this tragedy, they do it with a lingering pain.
People were hurting after that. The students, the principal, the coach, the athletic director, the teachers. They tried to save the life. People are hurting, and they're still hurting. They just have learned how to push forward while hurting.
It's the same sentiment for the sheriff and his deputies who responded that day.
We do mental health readiness with Novant because it's a necessity, you know. Men and women that work in law enforcement, they see the best of society and the worst of society.
The fear of it happening again is constantly on his mind.
Every day when I come to work, before I get up, there's a prayer that I say, and Lord, please allow the children of this school to go home in the same fashion that they came to school in.
He runs the sheriff's office in a similar way, with prayer, encouragement, and lots of love.
They will tell you in this building, I tell them every time I see them, has anybody told you what today?
I love you.
Exactly. And if they have, let me be the second or third person to tell you I love you. Every Monday morning, we open up with prayer. Every Monday morning, I stand up in front of this whole team and say, I love you.
Kimbrough says he's been doing this routine for 7 years.
I understand that all of us are limited editions for a limited time only. And so I can't miss a moment telling you that I appreciate you.
Last night, I shared part of my interview with Forsyth County Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough Jr. following a deadly stabbing at North Forsyth High School 2 months ago. He also shared his frustration over a lack of support for the school district and its kids. Moments after the deadly stabbing at North Forsyth High School, Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough Jr. and his team of deputies jumped into action, knowing exactly what to do. He says, sadly, they've perfected how to respond to critical incidents at school.
We have fine-tuned this to a science, to where we know what each agency is rolling, how they rolling, what.
It's sad.
It is. It is.
And what's the solution?
The solution is simple. Money, resources.
Both, he says, are lacking, but shouldn't be. He says it starts with more metal detectors.
I'm tired of waiting on metal detectors in all the schools. How about that? I want them to use them every day. Every day.
It's no secret Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has dealt with major budget problems this school year. The sheriff says he even approached a local group asking for help raising money for the cause.
Why do you feel that it's partially your responsibility to do that and not the school district?
It's all, see, that's the thing, right? That's the thing that people get caught up in, right? Well, that ain't your responsibility, that ain't your lane. Yeah, it is my lane. I live in Forsyth County, right? It's your lane if you live here to help.
Kimbrough warns an uneducated society is a dangerous society.
If you want Forsyth County not to be third from the bottom in poverty. If you're born in poverty, you die in poverty. You got to put programming and funding in places where it's at.
He's very outspoken about needing the community to step up to do its part with funding.
In Forsyth, the fourth largest county in the state of North Carolina, there are major companies here. There are banks here. There are businesses here. There are tycoons here.
The sheriff says educating our children needs to be an all-hands-on-deck situation.
You know the saying, the children are our future. If the children are our future, then the future needs us now.
I also asked the sheriff why he thinks there are so many troubled kids. He says the answer is simple. There aren't as many opportunities as there are troubled kids. He says Big Brothers Big Sisters has a waiting list full of kids, but not enough adults to pair with them. Another example, he says, of everyone needing to step up.